Hey guys, Ellie Shostak here. Hope you are doing well. Today, we're going to talk about something that's very near and dear to me, which is 80s music. Yes. So for those of you who grew up in the 80s, like me, and you listened to the radio on your boom boxes, and you made your mixtapes, and you were able to listen to those mixtapes over and over again on your Sony Walkmans. Remember those nice yellow Walkmans that we used to listen to? Yes. So when you're growing up, right, and you have a soundtrack, so to speak, to your life, like if I mention Glory of Love to you right now and you grew up in the 80s, you knew exactly what movie that came from. You probably know where you were when you heard that song for the first time. Let's see, also that song from Fame, that "Oh What a Feeling," right? Like that they just kept playing over and over again. And you really think back, because when a song goes into your brain and through your ears and you're growing in life and you listen to that song over and over and over again, it has an effect on you that you might not even be realizing it has an effect on you. Okay? So it's interesting because my wife says to me, Ellie, how do you think of these topics to talk about every day to the singles that you work with and those who are divorced or those who've been to therapists and haven't gotten the results that they want? And I said, I don't know. I just kind of look back at some of the things that affected me. And I know that since it affected me, it usually affects others. So last night, I was thinking of a certain band from the 80s. They actually did one album with the producer David Foster, okay? And let's see if anybody's listening, they know the band that I'm talking about. I'll give you the name in a minute. And pretty much every one of their songs from a certain album, from a certain, I was going to say record, but from a certain cassette that had a stream of songs, pretty much every one of those songs was like a hit, right? And those hits that we heard over and over and over and over again, there are two reasons why they've had such an effect on you when you're growing up. Number one is that musically, they're very sweet to listen to. They were really arranged beautifully. They were really, they were done really, really well. So when you listen to it, you really are like, oh man, this is so nice. Now, another thing that truly grabs people and truly pushes you into the realm of understanding how music can affect on you is that these songs talked about love, right? So the band that I'm talking about is Chicago. And they had songs such as "You're a Hard Habit to Break," right? And "I Don't Want to Live Without Your Love, I Don't Want to Face the Night Alone." Do you guys know those songs? "You're the Meaning in My Life," "You're the Inspiration." So we would walk around and just through osmosis, those songs permeated our being, okay? And the reason why it affected the way that we viewed love so much is because when you're growing up and you're experiencing emotions and that you haven't experienced before, and you're interested in a boy or a girl, and your mind begins to race. Your mind starts to race when it has these feelings. It's like, oh man, I'm feeling this idea of love for the first time. And then what comes on the radio? "You're a Hard Habit to Break" by Chicago. And music stops your thinking. It stops the thinking cold. That's what music can do. And it just allows you to just be, right? So if you listen to music without words, like an opera or, well, that has words, classical music or just jazz, sometimes that just is straight music, all you're able to do is just be present. But when you have really good music and it's coupled with words, your consciousness takes in the music and it takes in the lyrics. And the lyrics played over and over and over again go into your subconscious. And since they go into your subconscious, you begin to think that the lyrics that you're hearing is what is really true about love. It's what's really true about relationships. So imagine you're growing up in the 80s and you hear a song called "You're a Hard Habit to Break. I'm Addicted to You, Baby. You're a Hard Habit to Break." So think about that for a second. You're basically comparing this relationship to cocaine or some type of addiction, right? And without it, I can't exist. I can't live. I can't go on. And because you are listening to this over and over and over again, your viewpoint of love is one where you're going to have your highs and you're going to have your lows. You're going to I'm addicted to you. I need this. So it's a habit to break. Usually when you say you're a hard habit to break, you're not talking about something good, right? You're not talking about like, yeah, it's a hard habit to break. I'm waking up every day and I'm going to the gym. Yeah, I'm addicted to you. Usually what you're talking about is something that's unhealthy for you. That's usually what you're saying is, this is so difficult for me to break. I'm just like addicted to you. And how does that put you into a relationship? It puts you in a place of neediness. It puts you in a place of insecurity, that without you, I can't exist. And then you have the next song by them, and I don't mean to be hard on Chicago. I love the band, love their music, and great stuff, okay? I don't want to live without your love. I don't want to face the night alone. I could never make it on my own. I don't want to find somebody else. I don't want to find somebody new. I don't want to live without your love. I can't live my life without you, okay? I don't want to live without your love. Do you hear what that saying is? Is that like, I would rather die or commit suicide without you loving me. Now, I'm sure the people that wrote these lyrics, they didn't have any idea, or well, they had an idea, but they didn't mean it for it to be a deep psychological lesson into the love understandings of human beings. But think about it, right? I don't want to live without your love is putting so much pressure on yourself, because what happens if one day the person that you quote unquote love loves you and then the next day they don't? You're really, really screwed. You're totally screwed. Your happiness and your whole sense of being is tied up into this person. So what you want to do is you want to look at songs like this and say, yeah, those are good songs, but lyrically, those songs, by allowing them to go into our subconscious when you're growing up, say in the 80s, or even now when you're growing up and teenagers are growing up and they hear songs, and I'm kind of old, so I don't know too many of the latest songs that are out there, but when songs talk about loving another person means an addiction. Loving another person means that without that person loving me, I would rather be dead. Then A, that's sick, B, that's stupid, and C, it's setting yourself up for failure when it comes to healthy love relationships. So those are just two songs that we are constantly playing in my subconscious, and I'm sure in yours. So that's something that you want to keep in mind, is that, especially with music, when you like music, if the lyrics, you listen to them over and over again, and they portray what a love relationship is supposed to be like, right? I'm just thinking Footloose. It just came to my brain. I need a hero, right? I need a hero till the end of the night, right? Those are great, right? And you have it playing, and then like the only way that I can fall in love with someone is if they're my hero, they're my savior, right? It's a lot of pressure on this other person. So again, this doesn't mean that you're not supposed to like 80s music, and it's not supposed to mean that you're supposed to throw out music. It's supposed to mean that be very conscious that what goes into your minds has a major effect on how you view love and how you can continue to either ruin your relationships or possibly maintain it in a healthy way. And that's where my program, Find the Right One, comes in, is that we work specifically on ways to reprogram your mind to have a healthy view of love relationships, okay? And not everybody is a good fit for my program. I've had people in the past week, I've had to turn down 2 people from the program because they weren't a good fit, and I was able to refer them to somebody who I thought could help them better. But my program isn't for everybody. So what you can do if you want to get into and maintain a healthy love relationship and see if the program is for you, and for me to determine if you are a good fit, and if you are, you can then decide if you want to join. I also had a friend of mine join yesterday. He took my test that I gave, Am I an A-hole test, and he came up as a 50-50. And he said he wanted to improve his scores, and he enjoyed the videos, so he joined the program, and he was a good fit. So you can schedule a free strategy session with me on the link right above over there. And even if you are not a good fit, it will be a very, very valuable session for you, because I will give you strategies and techniques for you to be helped in this sometimes very addicted to you baby type world, because you're a hard habit to break. Let me just see if I have any other 80s songs flowing through my head. Yeah, that Chicago, that CD was just so bubblegummy. It just tasted so good. You're the meaning in my life. You're the inspiration. You've been, I mean, even that song, right? It's very nice. You bring inspiration, you bring meaning. And without that person, if you have no meaning, then you're screwed. A lot of these stuff just play in your head. All right. Well, have an awesome day. And it was a great talking with you. All the best.